Welcome to the Old Stream Farm, episode 6, with me, Mr. Silly P. I seem to be up at the store quite a lot. Time is getting on. It is 5 to 7. The sun is starting to set. I want to try and get this done before it gets dark. We shall see. Now, potato harvesting equipment, that requires 110, that requires 65. I should have enough with my tractor now with the Puma to be able to do that. So to lease, that one's only 990. So lease that. This one's a little bit more pricey. The thing about this is, so it's going to put me at about 13,000, just over 13,000 I think to lease. Now, I'm not going to make money on this, so that leasing is just money that's gone. The point being, because I bought the field and I bought it for the potatoes in the field, that's to give to the pigs. So that's pig food. So basically, I'm buying pig food. Realistically, I could keep hold of that for 24 hours and hope that at some point later I would do some more. Realistically, I'm not likely to, but. Yeah, we'll see. I'm still toying with whether or not to run over it with the header first and then go over it with the back. I don't know what to do for the best, but anyway, I'll pick these up. And the good thing is field 9's actually not too far from here, so it's not going to be too much of a problem. Now, if I just here... Now, the header is that wide there. This at the back, if I click my menu on, like so, it says unfold harvester. If I just unfold that very, very quickly, it offsets it, and if I just jump out, what you find is that the actual pickup is here, and it's offset to the tractor as it pulls it along because it's just adjusted it. The header is that wide, which is double the width of the pickup. So I'm not quite sure what to do for the best. I don't know whether I want to just go over the header. It's going to be a bit of going up and down, but you know, we'll see how we get on. I'm sure it'll work fine. So if I just fold the harvester again, can I adjust that header? I can, can't I? So yeah, pipe in and pipe out. If I do my left shoulder button and pipe out, lifts the whole assembly up, which means I can unload into a trailer. To be honest, I've only got my small trailer, so I could probably get away with it being down, but not a problem at all. And then I can adjust that to suit where I'm unloading to. So let's just fold that all the way. And go to the field. It's not a big field, tiny little one, little strip. Probably run up this about 3 times and that'll be done, I would imagine. Which is just going to be just up here. Right here. So what we'll do then, actually, come to one side I think first. Might start at a slight angle only because it's going to work out a little bit easier for getting in and out because the road's right at the top. So, header. Lower topper. Turn on topper. And in the back, piece of machinery, unfold harvester. And you'll see what I mean. It's going to mean passing backwards and forwards a little bit. It's a bit weird, but it's not a problem. Turn on harvester. So now all the machinery inside is working. So as you can see, the topper's topping and the back is collecting, but if I go the width of this, it misses some. Yeah, it's very peculiar. Is it even collecting or not? It doesn't seem to be picking up. Why is that not picking up? It says it is. Okay, very strange. Right. The yield is not going to be fantastic on this, but it doesn't matter. It's for the pigs. They don't need a lot of this. I think it's only 5% is root crops. There is not a lot of room for this machinery here. Lift the header. You know what, I'm going to do what I thought I was going to do originally, I think. I'm going to turn off the harvester. I'm going to put that to one side. Just going to back this up. That's someone else's field, just pop it on there. Out of the way for a minute. Unhook it. I'm just going to top it all, and then I'm going to come back and collect it all. It's going to be far easier. Make sure I catch everything because I missed some as I was going down. Right. So all of what I originally missed, I'm now catching. On a bigger field with more room for turning, in all honesty it would be a doddle, but this is a tight field, it is small, and there's not a lot of room for turning the machinery around. Right, I will carry on doing this. And then I'll grab the back part, the harvester, and harvest. Be right back. Okay, we're getting potatoes out of the ground. That was kind of the plan. Right, while I'm doing that, going up this strip, as you can see, all doing its thing. I just wanted to say, on Law Folds, episode 13, I got a message earlier on from Stussy Explores, the map maker. Just to let me know that they are working, he is working, she is working, I'm not quite sure. Incredibly hard on resolving the issues. They're working with giants to sort the problems out for consoles. And that hopefully there'll be a patch or something to sort it out in the next couple of weeks, which is fantastic. You know what, I thought that was such a brilliant thing to do, and like I said, you know, I haven't got a particularly large subscriber base, not compared to some people, but the fact they've taken the time to actually message and kind of let me know what's happening, and I thought I'd pass it on to you guys, because I know a lot of you, when I moved on to doing this one, were kind of a bit gutted, because you really did enjoy Law Folds. I think we all did. So the fact I was kind of contacted to tell me that's what they were doing, and they are trying to resolve the issue and they're going to get it sorted out hopefully, I thought was just brilliant. Nice kind of thing from the map maker. So big thank you for that. But I just thought I'd keep you guys updated on that's what I'd found out. That's what they're working on. Hopefully there'll be a resolution to the problem. And if there is, and it gets there's a patch and it comes out, I will happily go back over and carry on and Let's Play on there as well. Or, you know, whichever, move on to that one next to go back onto it, whatever you want to call it. But yes, they are working really hard to resolve the issue, which I think is brilliant. I did put on my kind of message back that, as I said when I did my video, I get it, we get it. I think people that play on consoles get it. It was going to be a difficult transition. It was going to be a hard proposition to make something that was going to be multi-platform compatible. We kind of knew that right from the start. I mean, anyone was under any illusions it was going to be a problem. But there you go. So yes, they're working towards it. Very, very good news. I'm really quite pleased with So I'm going to try and turn this thing around and carry on, and I will catch you at the end of doing the potato harvest, or when I need to unload, which actually might come sooner because I think this only holds about 6,000, something like that. So it may well be when I need to go and get the New Holland. We shall see. It's also difficult to tell on this terrain. I can't work out particularly well what I've already done. I suppose you can see the stalks sticking up on the ground. If I just jump out, here it's bare, and here you can just see the stalks. If I crouch down, yeah, the stalks in the ground. So I've done a strip that side coming down. I think I did one strip down and one up there. So yeah, the stalks in the middle here are what I've got left to collect. Anyway, I will carry on, and we'll see you momentarily, or when I need to unload. I think is probably the best bet. Well, I'm not going to lie to you, that was a palaver. Wow, that field is narrow. There's not a lot of turning room. There's a road at the top, there's a building at the bottom, there's a barbed wire fence running down the side of it. That was a game and a half doing that. There are a couple of bits I managed to record, but you know, the rest of it was pretty awful. But I think I've got about 6,500 litres of potatoes. It's not massive, it's not a huge yield, it's a small field, it does need ploughing and all the rest of it. If I reseeded it, I suppose you could get a better yield next time, but it should be about 6,500, I'm sure it was. There we go, 6,511 litres. I will probably take that machinery back. I know I've leased it, but I'm not likely to use it in the next 24 hours, and I don't want to be paying again for it. And I need to work out where I'm going to tip this. Probably in one of the barns that's actually round by the pigs, so I can then just scoop it up when I need it. Okay. I've got those two there, but it's kind of the wrong side for feeding. If I come through, just opposite here, I've got these spaces. So what I might do for feeding the pigs is just stick the potatoes in one of these, probably one of the small ones. I don't want to take up a lot of room. And then at least I've got some ready for when I want to do it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that field 9. It's not a huge amount you can do with it. We'll see. Right, tip side back. Yes, and unload here. Turn that off. And there we go. Our few potatoes. We're not going to need a lot. Ready for the pigs. It's a good start. Right, lights on. Fold this up. Get this back. Pack all the way. It's a nice bit of kit. It's just a bit weird that only kind of collects on one half of it. I know it's because it's all connected. Looking down from the top, the left hand side is where it all connects up, so the right hand side is realistically the only place the pickup can be, but it's just weird that the header is so much wider If only I had the money to lease the big Grimme Tektron 415, which is fantastic, except on a field this size it would have been a colossal waste of money. Anyway, not too far to the store to return it. I mean, in all honesty, what I could do is just put it to one side up here. That if I did need to use it again, I can always use it. If I don't, then I can always just then give it back, kind of thing, if that makes sense. So what I will do is disconnect that. Swing this round. And attach it. So that can stay there for a little bit, and then, like I say, if there's not really any likelihood of me doing more potatoes in the next 24 hours, I'll probably just give it back. I'm right up here, so that's okay. Right, back to the farm. Next job, I'm going to do some seeding, I think. Either field 10 or field 4. I might plough field 4. I know it's been cultivated already, but it does need ploughing, and I've got the new JYMPA, so I might give that a go on field 4. Field 9 over there is going to need ploughing as well now that's been done. And we'll keep an eye on our crops over here. I do need to get some more crops in the ground because I'm doing contracting for other people, but I need crops myself. I'm going to need some more wheat or barley. Plough, yeah. Plus I do need to do a load more grass cutting because I don't need to make hay in place of silage. That is still fermenting, although actually I can go and check on that very, very quickly before I whiz out the back of the farm. I need the weight on this, don't I? Yeah. Right, before I do that, let's go and check and see how this is getting on. Fermenting, what's that say, 30%, 39%? Yep, but it's fermenting, that's the main thing. Where's the New Holland? Oh yeah, I left it here, didn't I? Need to put the trailer back. Not quite sure that weight's going to be heavy enough, in all honesty, to balance off that plough, but it might be. Just pop that there for a minute and then tidy it up. He's literally playing chicken with a tractor. Don't know how much that's going to help. And that's going to be interesting going up here. Without digging into the ground. Like that. That we got there. Okay, right. Field number 4, which is just up here. Again, if I don't dig into the ground too badly, I'll give this a bit of a plough. Goes right up to the field edge, but I'm sure I'll be fine. Right, let's plough. Let's get this in the ground. Need to make sure I get right up against. I agree, I have to say, was it Mark M79, I think it was. So they didn't like the fact the trees were so close to the field edges. And I must admit, a couple of times I've done contracting and been doing a few jobs myself. It can be a real pain because your tractors and vehicles are getting caught on tree branches. Now I get it, you can go along and you can cut them off. So when you're coming along here with a harvester, it's going to be incredibly hard to do, so I might have to do that. Right, I'm going to go straight across here and they'll come back for the rest. But there we go, it's ploughing rather well. It's a good plough this, I do like it, the width is okay. It's not the biggest one of the JYMPA range, but it'll work fine on this farm. Let's set a worker off and see how it gets on. Not quite sure which way it's going to turn first. Just curious to see what it does. Nice view of the farm there. Like that. And there would be a tree there, wouldn't there? Not sure how it's going to cope with that. Well, the answer to that is, it's not. Brilliant. Right, I think it's time to crack on with this then, see how we get on with the ploughing. We'll come back in a few kind of increments. Well, I think while this is doing this, I might go and grab the New Holland and do a bit of seeding on field 10, I think. Again, it's not a very big field. It's going to stop, isn't it? Maybe not. It's not going to be able to turn around though, is it? I think I might have to put a couple of boundaries in here because it's going to struggle. So I'm thinking maybe go around the field edge a couple of times. I know it means the ploughing doesn't go the right way, but it's realistically the only way this is going to work. I am partway through this field now, and I am starting to think that a period of strategic tree removal may be in order. Just a few dotted around at the moment, which are causing some issues. Might not be a bad idea, in all honesty. So I might invest in the wood chipper, or not invest in it, or just lease it. I'm not too sure. And do a tiny bit of tree removal, just in the areas where it's proving to be a bit of an issue. And it's not everywhere. At the ends of some of these fields, I've just realised there's a strip missing here. Yeah, at the ends of some of these fields, I'm just thinking to set a worker at any point, if you were going to use a harvester or anything like that, it just can't turn around. It will do a couple of strips, but then it will get bogged down. You can go around and do the kind of headlands all the way around, which is probably what you're going to have to do, which isn't an issue. I don't mind, you know, I've said this loads of times before, because you get used to doing the contracting, especially on the bigger maps with bigger fields. It doesn't bother me doing the work myself, but I know sometimes when you've got something else to be getting on with, it's nice to be able to set a worker and then go off and do something else. The sun is falling rapidly. It is nearly 8 o'clock. This field will need to continue, so trees like this at the edge of this field here, there's only 3 of them. It's not a major hassle, but if I was to consider ploughing this field out, I could actually go further out in that direction and make the field bigger if I wanted to. So that's an option, but I can only do that if I take certain trees out. So I may do that. That may be coming up in an episode. A bit of well, not forestry exactly, I suppose it is technically forestry, although not in a forest. Tree surgery, I guess, is probably what it would be called. God, surrounding detail is amazing. Mountains all around. Absolutely fantastic. Right, again. See you in a bit. while the case is finished off the ploughing over on field 4, I thought in field 10 I would get some canola in the ground. I said I was going to do some seeding. It was ploughed, it was fertilised, so now I should well, hopefully get some seeding done. Right, so I'll crack on with this and we'll get some I'm not quite sure how quick this is going to go down, so I might have to go and buy some more seed and fertiliser, which isn't going to be cheap, but I'll do what I can. It's a relatively small field, it shouldn't take too much. Just like all the others. Strange shapes, interesting angles, various different things to take into consideration. So start it up, drop it down through the trees. This is bumpy, and look at the hill, the gradient on that hill. When you look at the houses and then look at the tractor, that's amazing. This seeds at quite a fair pace actually. 9's not too bad. Good to get some more crops in the ground. Helper A's completed their task, so hopefully field number 4 is now ploughed. That will need a bit of a whiz over with the fertiliser, I think. And then I think in that one I'm going to put wheat in that one because I need wheat. So, and it's a big field, so that's quite a handy one to stick wheat in, I think. So that's probably what I'll do. Want to get this seeded before it gets dark. That's the plan. That's what I'm hoping to do anyway. This map is not going to give up without a fight. I think that's what I've come to realise as I'm kind of ploughing, seeding along here. I'm thinking to myself about what I'm having to do and thinking about maybe cutting trees down and stuff like that. It is a fantastic map and I am loving playing on it. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I've had quite a few comments, people saying they don't like it very much, or you know, about the trees and various different things. It's a challenging map. When you first get the map you think it's tiny. You know, it's not an easy map. It really is not an easy map to play on. So anyway, I will carry on and then I'll go and check on the ploughing as well, but carry on with the seeding. Well, that's field 4 complete for ploughing anyway. Just have a quick look on here. So field 4, there's a couple of odd little bits here. If I go to growth, it should say ploughed. There we go. So next job on there is going to be to get some fertiliser on it, or maybe even I could run the weeder over it. I'm not too sure. And as you can see over here, field 10 is in the process. We are seeding that as we speak. So there'll be 3 of our fields on the go. I haven't even looked at 15 yet. Need to go down there and have a look at that one. Driven past it a couple of times, but interesting shaped field that. I did some contracts on 14 earlier as well, just to earn a bit of money, and I think there's a few nuggets about. I've collected all the ones from north of the map. They're all gone, so I'll gradually work my way through and pick up some more. Take this back down, decide what I'm going to do, whether to grab the weeder or the fertiliser spreader. I'm not sure at the moment. It's the only downside to the JYMPAs. I don't like the fact those chisels hang down really low, and it kind of digs in. It'd be nice if on the 3-point linkage you could actually lift it up higher, maybe bring it up off the ground a little bit more, but you can't. So yeah, that's not a major problem, but it's would make life a bit easier. Okay. Stop there for a minute. I'm going to carry on with the seeding over on field 10. Okay, just before I finish the episode, quick recap of what's occurring. On field 10, we are now done seeding. It has got canola, oilseed rape in the ground. That's done. I'm over at field 4, just here. I'm about to fertilise the spread on the ploughed field 4, so that'll be good to go for seeding. Something was brought to my attention, and I apologise, this is very remiss of me, and I don't know why I never mentioned it. I should have done. Was about the beehive. Cool. I am keeping it because, you know, it's a little bit of money that goes in every hour. Not a huge amount, but there's a little bit there. But because, oh mind you, yeah, because of this, if I go into here at the start of the game, if I go to what I own, across here you have your beehive, but you also had a placeable, which was a small building of some description. Where are we going? Here we go. One of these, it was a decorative shack shed, that kind of thing. It was just there. I sold that before I even started my first Let's Play. I just got rid of it. I didn't want it. It was, you know, it was going to take up space. I mean, to be fair, the bee house is 20,000. To sell it, I might make a bit of money. It could give me a bit of extra when I need it, but it's only £16 an hour as well. Yeah, I might sell that. But anyway, in doing this, and I'm glad Alan mentioned it because it made me come in here and look. I went across the placeables. Now at the start here, we've got the vehicle workshop, £28,000, and I had it on Goldcrest Valley and got rid of it because it was still charging me to do things. It was handy having it at the farm. On this map, the actual store's so close, it's not that much of an issue. However, if I scroll right across here, at the very end, it says Lizard Work Custom, £1, and it's a mod. Now I haven't downloaded that mod. I haven't downloaded it. I haven't installed it. I'm assuming it's been put in there by the map maker. I don't know. It's not something I've installed. But for £1, having that workshop on site, I know it's not much of a journey to get to the workshop, but that's worth thinking about. It'll make life a bit easier because of that issue I had with the door closing on the I think it was episode 1 or 2, whatever it was, when I was trying to do a bit of work and the door kept closing, the barn door on the little workshop. That might be a handy little thing to have. I might have to check on my other maps because I didn't even know it was there. Anyway, that said, I'm sorry I didn't tell you. Well, yes, I got rid of the shed. I might keep the bee house. I might sell that. So in another episode, if it vanishes, that's why I've sold it. But if I do sell it, I will try to remember to tell you. Yeah, that makes more sense. So, into the old case. And off we go to finish the episode. Let's get this done. Turn the spreader on. And away we go. Right. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share the video, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.